I made almost $10,000 from YouTube Shorts in a few months. And this is a video for those of you out there who need a kick of motivation, who need like someone to literally look at them and be like, bro, go do something. And you're looking at $0. That's just unfortunately where my mouse is lying right now. But as you can see, this is a lifetime viewpoint. So obviously the channel didn't even exist in these months. And then as you can see, it just kind of goes like up, down, up, down, up, down all over the place. If I did like a 365 view, probably would have been a smarter move, but right now my mouse is absolutely stuck in this spot. But the reason I wanted to make this is not only a motivational push for you to say, hey, you can make money however you want online. You do not need to listen to anybody who tells you that you can't do that, right? Because you will be surrounded by voices throughout your life that says, hey, like online money, like, you know what I mean? Like you got to go to college, you got to do like all these things I'm used to hearing that I don't want to hear. I wish somebody was there to be like, hey, and again, this isn't life-changing. I mean, it is life-changing money, but it's not insane, right? Like if I did this over 4 months, is that equivalent to a job, right? There's so many other little things in this that it's like, okay, it's not quite there yet, but it's 100% a start to something. The other reason I make this video is because I need this. Like I made this money. This is real money. And I feel like I need to remind myself on a daily basis that this is my livelihood, that I need to take this serious, because if I actually want to if I want to become wealthy, it is going to require a tripling, quadrupling down on this, right? And I have other things I'm working on, which I don't want to say is unfortunate because I'm actually really excited about other projects as well. It just so happened that this is something I did on the side and then it started going well. Again, if you don't even believe this, like I don't even know if I can refresh right now because I can. So there's a refresh, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't serve you to believe that this is fake. Even if it was, like, I mean, that would just, hopefully it would just inspire you, even if it was fake, but it's not. And I didn't give any other channel analytics because I don't really want to give away the channel. So this is literally, you're just looking at my real-time data from lifetime. So it's from July, it says July 11th, 2015, but the channel has been around. I guess technically the channel may have been around for a super long time, but the channel, I did not start posting on this until maybe like 4 or 5 months ago or something like that. So this is a simple video. This is not even to drop a strategy on how to annihilate with YouTube Shorts. This is Shorts, by the way. It's not a strategy. It's not a playbook. It's not meant to be anything but like, I guess really what it's supposed to be is that when I first, the thing that made me start Shorts is there was a guy named Ecom Lifter. And he used to obviously do e-com, as you can tell by the name, and he would give all this sauce away for free, right? He'd be like, hey, here's how you drop ship, here's how you run Snapchat ads, here's how you can do, you know, it's $1 plus shipping, so it's a super, like, it just kills, the offer kills. And he ended up posting a video like a while later, kind of when maybe drop shipping died out, right? And it was about this. It was about how this is just free money, right? This is just, literally, I'm gonna let some more light in here. It was just free money. He made $2,000 in 1 month. And he's like, all I've been doing is posting shorts. It's not even my content. I just transform it, right? I add a voiceover, I do something to it, and boom, I made $2,000. It's such free money. And that video was the thing that actually got me to go and post the first few shorts. A few of the first ones took off. Again, there's a little bit of luck involved, 1,000%. Like, what are the odds? Like, one of my first videos went on to do, you know, like many millions of views. And then one did my most, which is like 28, 30 million views. That was for my first few. And like all grace to God, because that's been a common theme when I do things. And maybe that's bad because it's like the woman in the red dress, right? It's like every opportunity like starts to work out at the start. And then you have to like, you know what I mean? Like, is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Because when I was reselling sneakers for the first time, I had a very similar experience, right? It's kind of weird. I keep looking at myself and now I want to look at the camera. But it was the same thing for sneakers, right? It was, I started out in my first shoe ever. I got the Jordan 1 Satins and I resold them for $1,004. And my parents thought I was being scammed. I mean, it seemed crazy, like $800 profit at 14 on my first shoe ever. And then the next shoe I got was like the Supreme Dunks. And then it's a, I don't want to say it's a rough road, but it's like, yeah, you start off making $800 a shoe or $300 a shoe, and then, you know, the next shoe you lose money, right? Or it's a brick and you barely profit, right? So It's a gift and a curse, I guess. Probably more of a gift, but we'll see in the long run. So yeah, this is just to inspire you. Again, if you believe it, don't believe it, believe it. But these are actually my channel analytics from doing YouTube Shorts for 4 or 5 months now. And again, it is 100%. There is luck involved. There is definitely luck involved. But I mean, there's so many quotes on this, right? Like, luck is when opportunity meets what else, like skill or something, right? So it's just like when you take so many at bats, it becomes it's not luck anymore, right? So of course I did get lucky on my first few, but if I didn't get lucky, I would have kept doing it until I got lucky, right? So it's just it appears lucky, and again, maybe it wasn't the first few, but if you want to become lucky, start doing things so much that like you want people to say that about you. You want people to be like, dude, that was luck. And you're like, yeah, sure, a little bit, but like I also just kept doing it for like 4 months. I saw no results, and then it happened, right? So, and then that's why I love YouTube too. It's such a quick feedback loop of like you could probably get a shorts channel popping within like really within a month. So now I'm just working on like how can I expand channels? How can I do more? How can I again post more of this content? Because I think this is honestly inspiring to me. Like this is something like I'm trying to inspire myself right now to be like, hey, you made this money, dude. Do more of that, because I just got back from a vacation, and there's honestly been a lot of moving around in the last few weeks for me, and it's not actually a good thing. Like it's a good thing, but it's also like it kills the like when you're on a vacation, like you're not like I wasn't worrying about these other things. So when I get back, I'm so excited to lock in. Um, and that's kind of been messing with me a little bit. So now that I'm back, I need this reminder. I need this like plastered on my wall that like every day you chase dropping out of college, which is in a few weeks, by the way. Like I'm going back to college in a few weeks. I do not want to go back to college, right? I don't want, I feel like it's a waste of time. And like, again, your belief is your belief. I know a ton of people who have a million opportunities in front of them, and they're like entrepreneurs and they're killers, and they still want to go to college. And I'm like, look, if I was in your spot, I wouldn't respect because they say like relationships. I'm like, maybe I'm just not a social person, right? Maybe I'm just a more introverted guy who wants to sit in his room and do work, but that's just me. So, and I do genuinely believe that because sometimes I see people like that. I see people who are like, it appears they might be doing better than me, and they're still like, oh, I loved college, or I'm going to college, and I'm like, oh, am I in the wrong here? Like, am I just like some kind of, and I'm like, dude, that's just like, I just don't see the use, and like, I can't unsee what I've seen. Like, I go to these classes, I go to this school, and like, if I'm not, I'm not networking with multimillionaires, and maybe that's a me problem. Maybe it's because I'm not trying to talk to multimillionaires, or maybe they're not at my school, right? But that's besides the point. I have a few weeks until I go back, and this is just a push for you guys to be like, hey, like whoever's watching this, like you can make money online. Again, this is in 4 months, so I'm obviously super grateful, but then it's also like, okay, what's 10K divided by 4, right? It's a few grand a month. Still good, but like, is it insane? I don't know, right? So this is, again, push for you. Do something, whether it's a shorts channel, anything, take the leap, please, because I'm telling you, like, why would you not? Like, for me, I everything rides on this. Like, I don't want to be in college. I don't want to be in a 9 to 5. This is my work. This is what I have to do, right? Amongst other things. But this is also a reminder to me, right? You made money. This is real money on the screen, right? Do more, post more, make more channels, triple down. I am talking to people. I mean, I had a video on this. I spent 5 grand on like a coaching program. I know someone who's younger than me who made 20 grand in a month from a channel. Think about that. Think about that. From one channel. One channel. For me to sit here and just be like, yeah, I make like, $30 a day. I'm cool with that, or this. That is disgusting to me. To even have a moment of just like, nah, let's not go all out, right? Because I'll end it on this. The last thing I've learned is that you should go all in. You should always go all in as soon as possible, because there's always going to be something that's going to change. With sneakers, for me, I got into the business side of sneakers. I was trying to make cook groups. I was trying to make autofills. I look back at that and think that was the freest money ever. I do. because I'm like, again, I was a kid. I'm sure there's a lot of variables. Maybe I didn't have the money to spend to like build something, or maybe because again, in that space, it also worked out. I had an autofill, but it worked out because we ended up working with someone who was older than us, who had funds, who was able to actually do this thing, right? But I keep looking back, and if you know things like SwiftSoul, the app for like Supreme and stuff, and I'm sure they do other things now, they printed money, and it was so easy. I mean, I was 15 years old, and again, we didn't do a great job of maintaining it, but we made like thousands of dollars, 5 to 10, and I was 15 years old, and that was in not long of a span, maybe a month or 2 months. That's crazy. So I keep looking back and thinking, if I was a little smarter, if I watched a little more content, right? If I was just a bit older and more mature, I would have been able to do an amazing job. I would have been able to print in the sneaker world. And it should be the same thing here, because then the next opportunity pops up and you're just kind of floating around. You're like, you know what? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Go all in. If something works, go all in. It's that simple. It even happened to me with something else we were doing for our newsletter. We were doing this cold outreach strategy. And look, it's cold outreach still. I mean, I'm not saying cold outreach is dead. That makes no sense. But I'm saying the way we were doing the cold outreach changed, right? Because a variable changed. And of course you can still do it, but it still pisses me off that like something over here changed. So now we can't do what was working before. We had something that was working and then something big changed. I know that's very vague, but still, like, it sucks. And again, it shows that like when you find something, when something clicks, when something snaps, do it like all the way. Like do it all the way. Because that was like the biggest lesson I've learned. I also heard someone on Twitter named Fed, if you know him. He's makes a shit ton of money from YouTube, long form, and now he's starting to do shorts. And he said the exact same thing. He said, if there's anything I've learned, it's that. It's to not like triple down before you lose your shot. And I've had people when I tell them about this short stuff, and it's like, well, what happens if it goes away? This, and I'm like, dude, that's the mindset I need to have. I need to have this mindset that right now, like in the next 2 months, YouTube Shorts could be gone, the RPMs could drop, everything could suck, because there are people who are going to walk away from this. Again, like wealth is a not generational. It is a window. Is what I meant to say. It's this little window, right, where you just did the right thing, and you sold a company. Or you did the right thing, and you sold coaching, you sold this. Because think about it, like I bought coaching from somebody for $5,000. So if shorts went away tomorrow, what happens? This guy and his brother made probably, I don't know, $100,000 from shorts, if not more, on all their channels. Probably way more, right? So they made $100,000. Awesome. Then they sold coaching. They sold people on $5,000 memberships. They sold people on a lower ticket $400 lifetime. They sold people on a $30 monthly. So think about that. Even though you could be like, oh, well, shorts could go away next year, it's like, okay, well, in that 1 year window, this person made 20 channels, made 6 figures, then sold coaching, sold a monthly membership, sold a lower ticket lifetime membership, sold all these things, made another $500,000, whatever it is. Again, not generational wealth, but still huge, and a start to lead on to the next thing. Maybe they start a software company, they do whatever, right? That is insane, right? So use these windows of time, these little windows of time where you get a glimpse of something. I truly believe that is God. I truly believe God is saying, bro, like, do this. And it's kind of tricky because, again, I was doing something. I still am doing something else. Is that something that I should not be doing? Should I not be pursuing another opportunity? I don't know. But the truth is, I do have enough time in a day. The question is, do I have enough money? Because I do actually need money to fund the other thing. But we have a smarter tactic for it. So I'm not going to get into that. But thank you for listening. Hope this inspires you. Again, believe it, don't believe it, but it is real. And it serves you to believe it's real, because this is a push for you. It's also a push for me to remind myself. So hopefully I'll be making more videos soon. This was just kind of spur of the moment. I had this idea maybe yesterday or 2 days ago and got home and filmed it immediately. So thank you for listening. Hope it inspired you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.